So there's a sentiment that's being tossed around social media that basically says not all Trump supporters are racist, but they all decided that it wasn't a deal breaker. Some have even said not all Trump supporters are racist, but all racists seem to be Trump supporters. So here's the thing. Actually, they are racist, and it isn't even complicated. Trump is for systematic racism. All his policies will negatively affect minorities specifically. And the easiest way to demonstrate this without getting into a huge tangent is simply to look at the people he's appointing to his cabinet. He's got that guy in there, Steve Bannon, who is like a KKK hero. In addition, Trump himself has been endorsed by the KKK and so forth. So, Trump is for racism. Racism is defined by sociologists as a systematic, institutionalized bigotry. So if you voted for Trump, you are complicit in the institutionalization of bigotry, which is racism, even if you yourself are not a practicing bigot. So I don't think you get to say that you're not a racist, but you voted for Trump, or I voted for Trump, but my motivations were different than any bigotry I may or may not have, because you contributed to those policies being institutionalized in America again. And this is, of course, the best evidence yet that the moral majority is not at all moral. And of course, there's a myriad of reasons that Donald Trump is so far from being moral that I cannot cover them all in this video or even over many videos, but I know you all know what I'm talking about. And seriously, if you're a Christian that keeps talking about freedom of religion, so you want this and this and this for Christian rights or whatever, but you also believe in a Muslim registry, just stop pretending. Call yourself a bigot. Apparently that's okay now. A lot of people are into that, so just do it. The Bible also says to treat foreigners among you as if they were your countrymen. But nah, man, you're not about that stuff. You're not into that Bible things. You just like to be called a Christian. So just go on. Let's say deport them. So the moral majority is Christian. Donald Trump has done a ton of unchristian things. Again, too many to list. But I personally don't even believe the guy is a Christian. Let me tell you why. He had this... Here's this quote he had that really stuck with me because of just how see-through it was. This is a Donald Trump quote. He goes, "There's so many things that you can learn from it," in reference to the Bible. Proverbs, the chapter "Never bend to envy." I've had that thing all my life where people are bending to envy. So, okay, for one, the main thing, that verse doesn't exist. And the second thing is there's some hidden language in there which he probably didn't realize that he was using, which to me indicates that he's lying. He's telling people what he thinks they want to hear. So for example, he goes, there's so many things that you can learn from it. He doesn't say there's so many things that I have learned from it. Listen, the dude's a straight fascist. He wants to oppress minorities. He doesn't like freedom of speech. He wants to limit the freedom of the press. And as a nice little cherry on top, he got elected with a minority of votes and got there off the back of fake news stories. So he's basically controlling the press. His whole administration is like a who's who of discrimination. You've got Trump himself, doesn't really like Mexicans. You've got his vice president, which doesn't like gay people. And then you've got this other guy coming in who's like a white nationalist hero who probably is not going to have a very good opinion of black folks. Even on election night, I remember on CBS News, they were literally calling him a neo-fascist. He's literally appointed white nationalists to his cabinet, or is going to, or is planning to, or which have you. Nationalism and fascism are almost basically the same thing. But I voted for him for economic reasons. It doesn't matter. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's all or nothing. You got the whole Donald Trump. You're a racist. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, just all around fuck this guy. And if you voted for him, you're a piece of shit, like it or not. So, fight me. Oh yeah, and one other thing, you can't just fucking vote for a guy who everyone's been saying is racist the whole time, and then be surprised when he puts a bunch of racist people on his staff. Fucking dumbass.